Good afternoon. Before we begin, I want to remind committee members and members of the public to follow our code of conduct. This includes commenting only on the specific agenda item and addressing the full body rather than specific council members or staff members. All members of the committee, staff, and public are expected to refrain from abusive language and failure to comply with the code of conduct, which will disturb, disrupt, or impede the orderly conduct of this meeting, will result in removal from the meeting. This meeting of the Neighborhood Services and Education Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Candelas.
Here.
Torres. JUN.
Here.
Vice Chair Ortiz.
Present.
Chair Davis.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. Just a note for the work plan, we have dropped the lived-in recreational vehicle survey status report. That will come later in the fall along with a broader homelessness update. Is that correct, Angel? And we don't need a motion for that. I'm seeing shaking heads. Okay, great. Nothing on the consent calendar, so we will move to our first committee report, and that's the Police Activities League status report. Shannon? Hi.
Good afternoon, Chair and Council. Thank you for having me here today. It's Shannon Heimer, Parks Division Manager for Destinations, Events, and Sports. I work directly with the PAL Board and our PRNS staff on PAL facilities and programs. I'm pleased to report that despite some challenges, the partnership between the City and PAL is strong, and that PAL continues to grow and develop, putting opportunities for San Jose youth to also grow and develop through team sports and activities first. Along with partnership support from the San Jose Police Department, PAL continues to strive for our shared objective of providing local youth and their families opportunities to engage in fun and safe activities, primarily athletic activities with mentors from law enforcement agencies. I'm hoping to make the slide go forward. There. Oh, sorry, too many times. There we are. The partnership with PAL is based on guiding principles approved by Council, which in summary establishes PAL as the operator and fundraiser for programs. PRNS serves as contract manager, providing staff support for the PAL board, community programming, as well as facility maintenance and capital projects. San Jose PD provides board support and connects officers to programs and events. The system of hybrid operation is in effect, and collaboration is actively addressing facility care and programming. The PAL board has grown to 8 members, including myself and interim deputy chief, Todd Trayer, with the goal of 10 to 12 members. PAL is also determined to hire and retain an executive director to serve as a primary fundraiser, promoter, and operations manager. As a nonprofit, funding for a full-time position is limited, and it has been difficult to keep this executive director position staffed due to financial constraints. PAL has had 2 executive directors since late 2022, with the position just recently being vacated again. PAL currently has an interim executive director and is actively recruiting for a full-time permanent position. The executive director turnover has had an impact on the organization's ability to grow and improve as quickly as city staff and the PAL board had initially planned. Still, PAL has completed and is pursuing the objectives of its strategic plan, which are increasing funding through individual donors, grants, and corporate sponsorships, board recruitment, volunteer recruitment, expansion of program offerings, and encouraging diversity and inclusion. PAL's program growth has been strong for a small organization. They have leveraged grants and corporate sponsorships to create this growth. PAL's soccer and football programs are growing strong, with over 700 participants combined last year, and on target to surpass that number this year. The cheerleading program continues, Taekwondo sees 35 kids twice a week, and the boxing program competed at regionals in Reno this year, with 2 boxers advancing to nationals in North Carolina. Recent PAL events have included a volunteer cleanup event in April, attended by over 100 volunteers, and end-of-season flag football tournament in April, as well as PAL Quakes Soccer Jamboree, also in April. PAL serves youth across San Jose, with 61% of participants being from East San Jose. Overall, PAL currently has 20% of its participants identified as female. This number is growing, especially in flag football, that has 14% identifying as female this year. Also, 47% of Taekwondo participants identify as female, and 23% of boxing participants identify as female. Another important metric for PAL program is their scholarship program. This year, over $14,000 was allocated for soccer participants, over $7,000 for football, and $2,000 for cheerleading, for a total of $24,000 in scholarships. PAL has historically and continues to subsidize Taekwondo and boxing fees by keeping them at only $75 per year for Taekwondo and $100 per year for boxing. The Junior Giants baseball program has been started up again this year, and through a grant for over $10,000 from the San Francisco Giants Community Fund, is free of charge for over 230 participants. PRNS has been able to supplement PAL's programming with several programs, including Guidance into Adulthood, a class teaching valuable life skills for ages 15 to 23 years, Public Speaking, Confident Speakers and Writers, which teaches young children lifelong skills and how to stand tall and speak confidently in front of a group. Several different themed Lego and engineering design camps are scheduled for this summer, as well as financial literacy and entrepreneurship course for 3rd and 4th and 5th grade students. PAL is planning a tutoring program this fall with donated computer stations and supported by recreation leader staff from PRNS. PAL was awarded a COVID relief grant from the Valley Health Foundation for $150,000 for staff salaries and a $10,000 grant from the Olympic Club for soccer and football programming this year as well. The partnership has created a smooth system for conducting regular and ongoing facility maintenance between PRNS and PAL. Capital projects are addressed as funds become available. Several recent projects that have been completed are repairing and replacing the protective netting around the baseball fields, repainting the administrative building, and irrigation clock repairs. Upcoming work includes working through ADA requirements attached to upgrading the football field and track, working with an electrical consultant on redesigning and repairing the electrical switchgear, making it possible to replace the scoreboard, repairing the press box and public address system, and evaluating the field lights for potential upgrade to a more efficient system. As we look forward to PAL's future and the future of our partnership, despite the challenges of leadership turnover, there is still great potential to grow PAL's fundraising opportunities and programming. The board's focus has been unwaveringly on their mission of providing youth and their families with opportunities to engage in fun and safe activities that strengthen bonds between the police and residents of San Jose. Looking forward, PRNS will continue to support board development and fundraising efforts, liaise and support a PAL executive director, and support maintenance and capital projects as PAL recruits additional board members, achieves the goals of their fundraising and strategic plans, and develops youth through quality sports and programming. Before I close, I would like to thank Interim Deputy Chief Todd Traer for his commitment to PAL and his collaboration with PRNS on supporting our partnership efforts. I would also like to thank Interim Executive Director of PAL, Antonia Pimentel, who is unable to join us today because today is her birthday and she is out of town. Antonia submitted a letter on behalf of PAL that expresses her deep connections to PAL, outlines PAL's fundraising strategies, and how PAL is evolving to maintain core programming as well as expand programs to further meet community needs. And with that, Council, I thank you for your time and support through developing this partnership. The joint partnership is enthusiastic to continue our work, and with that, I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any members of the public who would like to speak on this item?
There's no public comment.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call on Councilmember Ortiz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Shannon, for the great report on the programs coming out of PAL. It's really exciting to see a rising number of female identifying participants in our programs, which to me signals both a coordinated effort and outreach as well as the fostering of an inclusive environment that is paying off and is welcoming to all. I recognize there's been some bumps along the way, but truly I feel that PAL is on a upward trajectory, defined by the hard work from their volunteer-led board, their various commissioners, of course coaches, and the stewardship of our PRNS department. It's been an absolute joy for my office to be able to work in partnership with the leadership of PAL to produce some great events, some of them being the soccer jamboree with the San Jose Earthquakes, the annual Thanksgiving food drive, the annual holiday toy drive, and various litter cleanups. Through these events, we've been able to reach a large number of members in our community, making sure that they're aware of these programs, because in many ways, PAL's kind of like a hidden gem in our community. And to that point, I wanted to just move into some questions. While I understand the focus of PAL Stadium is sports, what does it look like to partner with promoters, potentially partner with promoters and producers of events to leverage the space for medium to large scale concert events to hopefully bring some money into the PAL Stadium?
That is something that PAL would like to be able to do and do more of. They work with our Parks Special Permits Unit, SPU unit, on that permitting and to make that happen. So the only challenge that they tend to have is running into field use challenges, and whether those events would be hard on the turf and turning, and then making sure there's enough, you can do things to mitigate that during the concerts, but they've been trying to work through that.
No, that's great. I think a few community leaders and event promoters have reached out to me. I've already connected them with Antonia, because I see it as a potential opportunity to bring some funds into the programming. So looking forward to those conversations. Shifting topics, you know, we all know Jose, the former executive director, really had great energy he was bringing to the programs and was moving on a lot of projects. It's really hard, you know, I think for the community and our office to see him go, but my understanding is that the positions there lack health care, if that's my understanding. What is needed financially to support this role further so that it could include health insurance, because I see that as a potential barrier for us to retain good talent in that position.
Thank you, Councilmember, for bringing that up and for the question. Yes, that was one of the challenges and continues to be a discussion at board meetings about additional revenue, which is tied to your first question as well. And a strong focus on grants that are available for staffing nonprofits has been a lot of discussion, and Antonia speaks to some of that in her letter that she wrote to work towards that. And looking at the budget long term, to make the executive director position, the compensation more attractive to retaining talent in that way, yeah. And I think benefits and more compensation is something that they are working towards and need to work towards.
In that vein, when do you think we're going to be ready to start pursuing a new hire for that position?
They've started the process now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where could we see the job?
I don't believe it's posted yet. They're doing the behind the scenes, making sure they're organized and their description is full, not just the description, but the handbook and all the materials as soon as someone starts is ready to go.
Okay. No, appreciate that. You know, want to thank PAL, yourself, the board, the coaches, the volunteers for all of the great work you all are doing. You know, as we know, recreational sports play a pivotal role, especially in our most vulnerable communities. Unfortunately, there are a lot of negative distractions out there, but you know, PAL truly is a major piece of those youth's lives. And I know they see it as a safe place for them to go and for their families, just from being at their events and seeing everybody bringing their grandmas and their mothers and stuff like that. It truly is something special for our families and our youth on the East Side. So thank you all, and looking forward to the continued partnership with the council and my office. And I move the staff presentation or recommendation. Yeah.
Thank you, Councilmember Ortiz. I just want to say that we had a sports roundtable as part of the Blue Zones Week last week, and heard from the Sharks, the Quakes, as well as San Jose State, and they all identified, the Panthers were also there too, and they all identified Powell Stadium as an underutilized potential gem on the east side for our Children and Youth Services Master Plan and Blue Zones activities, for it to be a hub for those things. So those are some potential partners I think that really could and should be tapped for activities on that site. I know Quake's already had an activity on that site and really talked about that being something that they were all very interested in and concerned about. So I'm hoping that in the near term, we can help get some support from some of our many sports teams here to really kind of put some resources into that site and help program that site as well for the kids over there.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right, I see no other hands, so we're ready for a vote.
That motion passes unanimously with Torres absent.
Thank you. And we will move on to item D2, the opioid settlement funds status report. And that's Aurelia and Andrea.
Good afternoon, council members and members of the public. My name is Aurelia Bailey, and today the presentation is to give you an update on this critical topic of the opioid settlement that impacts all communities, individuals, families, and neighborhoods. According to the medical examiner of Santa Clara County, in the last 5 years, there have been 798 related deaths to opioid and 549 deaths involving fentanyl. In 2023, 158 opioid deaths and 106 fentanyl deaths occurred in San Jose. In 2021, states and local public entities throughout the country, including the city of San Jose, brought lawsuits against manufacturers, distributors, and pharmacies responsible for contributing to the opioid epidemic. Each of the defendants has agreed to monetary payments to reimburse public funds spent on addressing the epidemic. Since 2023, San Jose has received over $1 million from the settlement funds. They are to be used in opioid prevention and intervention, harm reduction, treatment, and recovery services in the community. In the next few slides, I will be covering our strategy and how we plan to utilize our settlement funds. Currently, the city manager's office is coordinating with airport, fire, library, parks, recreation, neighborhood services, human resources, and the San Jose Police Department, hence that you see a few folks here today with me, focusing on implementing prevention and intervention activities. We have collaborated with County of Santa Clara Department of Behavioral Health Services to support their public awareness campaign and increase access to life-saving naloxone, or known as Narcan, which reverses overdose. I'll touch a little bit more on my next slide in regards to that training. Just a reminder, during the mid-year budget report, City Council accepted our budget action focusing on 3 areas: staff training and Narcan disbursement, opioid overdose prevention grant program, community awareness and education on opioid addiction prevention. Regards to staff training, PRNS and the airport actually have partnered with the County of Santa Clara Department of Behavioral Health Services to provide naloxone training. There's been a total of 287 staff that has been trained, and we will continue to provide training to staff in Narcan disbursement. Opioid overdose prevention grant program. PRNS awarded 4 nonprofit partners through a newly formed grant program, Opioid Overdose Prevention Program. The nonprofit partners were selected from the eligible service provider list, bringing everyone's strength together, known as the BEST Grant Program. In addition, staff has been coordinating a series of training that will include knowledge and skills needed to address the opioid crisis. This will be for our BEST and opioid overdose prevention providers. PRNS also hired a temporary staff to oversee the grant program and to coordinate planned trainings. Community awareness and education on opioid addiction prevention. A portion of this fund is to coordinate with city departments and oversee the settlement funds. The staff also will prepare annual expenditure reports that will be for the California Department of Health Care Services. San Jose Police Department, they've been conducting education and training sessions for residents focusing on prevention and intervention. The training also includes the proper use of naloxone. San Jose PD has done 81 presentations, a total of 3,350 participants, and they have been able to provide 250 naloxone to residents. Outreach efforts target high-impact areas as identified by our Crime Analysis Unit statistics, indicating frequent opioid overdoses. The fire department, they have been able to hire a graduate intern who actually started this week to work on our upcoming school year to create and disseminate public education materials related to mitigation of opioid misuse, drug disposal, Good Samaritan laws, and treatment services. Some next steps: program oversight shift from CMO to PRNS starting this coming fiscal year. We'll continue to provide trainings and provide naloxone to distribute. We're also working on an upcoming International Overdose Awareness Day. This is an event that will take place August 29th here at the Rotunda with Santa Clara County Public Health and also with Councilmember Torres's office. This event is a part of a global campaign to raise awareness about drug overdose, and we will remember those who have lost their lives due to overdose. I just want to say thank you to all the departments and my colleagues working with me on this project. And this ends our presentation, and we'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment?
We have one public speaker card for Blair Beekman. Please make your way down. You will have 2 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Hi, Blair Beekman. Thanks a lot for this item. Thanks. Good luck in the work that you can do with this item. I have serious concerns as we're trying to work on opioid settlement issues from previous decades, I guess, and years that can fund help for social services now at this time. How are you guys trying to address current fentanyl issues? I mean, it's kind of a big blank stare coming from the federal level, and I think the people here at the local level are getting a little restless about that. I wanted to pass along that with the good work we're doing on ghost gun issues, that we are addressing ghost gun use internationally and stopping it, basically. We're developing tools and ways to stop that. I hope we can apply some of those same practices to the current fentanyl importation that's just out of control, and we don't know how to better talk about it. I'm trying to offer suggestions to you, how you can talk to the public, talk to the federal agencies. That's the next step in this opioid process where people are dying a lot. And I hope these opiate settlement dollars are really going towards the help that's needed this time, and hopefully I'm offering a few ideas to address the current problems. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to the committee.
Thank you. Councilmember Candelas.
Thank you. No, I appreciate staff's presentation on this. I think it's important to recognize the opportunity that we have. I mean, just in the last year, according to the staff report, we got a little over $1 million to help us combat the issue proliferated by these pharmaceutical companies. And I think I have a question. Obviously, my colleagues who are on the Budget Brown Act discussed trust and expanding the use of trust, and there was conversations around the use of this settlement monies to help supplement the trust program or expand a portion of the trust program. We know it's fairly expensive according to our partners in the county, but I'm just interested to hear from staff's perspective on possibly utilizing some of those money for a portion of the trust program, specifically on some of the strategies that we've identified as staff. So,
Councilmember, I'll take that question.
You knew it was coming, huh, Angel?
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. So as we've been rolling out the settlement funds, you know, we've been receiving little by little kind of some direction in terms of uses and non-uses, eligible costs, that kind of a thing. So far, the guidance that we've received is that there needs to be a direct correlation between fentanyl and opioid prevention and whatever the direct service is. We do feel from reading the exhibit that they've provided that we could probably push the limit as far as like drug response, but it can't fund other alternative things such as mental health and other things. So part of what we're doing, and in fact we met just yesterday around this, is we want to better understand the trust model and or any other model that is adopted, and then find a way to perhaps work with dispatch and somehow vet kind of a protocol that would then trigger the use of opioid funds as it relates to opioids, fentanyls, or drug use for that matter. So we're definitely, that's going to be one of our key next steps to really see how we could do that. But we are intrigued by that idea, and we think that there's some way to kind of help leverage some of these resources and still be in compliance. Definitely,
and I would be willing to say that I think there's general interest, you know, from my colleagues on the council to see how we can, you know, push the envelope, especially because this is an issue we're seeing when, you know, folks who are calling in and somebody's having obviously an episode. You know, we don't necessarily know what it's triggered by, whether it's fentanyl or whether it's something else, or whether it's a behavioral health issue. But I do think it's important for us to be nimble in the use of these funds. This is an opportunity to be able to, you know, take the stress on some of the other programs. I mean, we just heard from PAL that, you know, they're having trouble with recruiting ED because we can't offer health insurance to their executive director. So I understand the need for trade-offs when it comes to our budget, but I think this is definitely an opportunity that residents in our community would be willing to invest in. And I know there's like a warm handoff component that we have integrated as part of our strategy. And I guess a follow-up question is, of the nonprofits we selected, how were those nonprofits selected?
Thank you, Councilmember Andrea Flores-Shelton with Parks, Recreation, Neighborhood Services. So we go through our RFQ for BEST, and then there's a certain eligible service area in which we then did a mini RFP with that group. So then they then applied for these funds and showed us what their potential scope of work was. So it was a competitive process.
Perfect. And it was specific for the opioid overdose prevention grant specifically?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to clarify. I did, from the report, I kind of got that, but thank you for the clarification.
And it's for those two scope areas, which is prevention and misuse. Gotcha. Specifically.
Excellent. Okay. And finally, I mean, what kind of tracking or evidence-based tracking are we going to be doing with regards to making sure that we're effective in meeting our outcomes with prevention, specifically whether it's youth or other?
Thank you. We did put this together rather quickly so we could get the dollars out to the community, but we can get back to you with our evaluation framework. We are using, unfortunately, given the lethality of the fentanyl and opioid in the community, we are looking at the death rates as an overall outcome and then driving down in terms of knowledge and behavior change within the communities that the CBOs are serving.
Okay, I'll look for that. Go ahead, Angel, did you have something?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add to what Andrea was mentioning. For starters, in working in coordination with the county, they did share the coroner's report and EMS reports, and so the funding that Andrea alluded to is we're starting with a focus on those zip codes, on those areas where we know the fentanyl overdoses are occurring predominantly, right? We know that fentanyl overdose it's non-discriminatory, right? It could happen anywhere at any time. But we do know that looking at the statistics, especially coroner's office statistics, we know that where the deaths are actually happening in a more concentrated manner. So we're starting there and working out.
Okay.
And then they'll be applying their evaluation methodology that we use for the Youth Empowerment Alliance to this as well. And in some ways, we're also developing this as we go here because this is kind of the first year, and there has been little guidance around the methodology. So we're trying to really take a look at using approaches that we've used in the past that have worked, and then also doing this in concert with the county so that way we're not reinventing the wheel.
Perfect. No, that's great, and that's also reassuring, and giving us enough flexibility to since this is new, to be able to say, like, if one of our grantees isn't meeting the bar, or maybe we see somebody else who's doing, a different work, or we're seeing different results. I would hope that we're able to, bring on somebody or maybe transition our grantees. Do we have enough nimbleness in our RFP to do that, or are we tied in for multi-years commitments here?
Our grant program does have goals and deliverables that they must achieve, and so we have, if they're underperforming, we have corrective action plans. We have those pieces in place to hold our grantees accountable to meeting their deliverables.
And if they don't, we have the ability to say,
end a contract.
Yeah,
yes.
thank you, but no thank you. We'll go somewhere else. Yes. Basically, right?
Hi, Petra Regaro, Program Manager with Parks and Rec. I would like to mention that for the grant program specifically, we have performance measures that are included in their contract specifically around their scope, but we do have some standard performance measures with the program around increased awareness related to opioid overdose prevention. So I just wanted to mention that, but we can provide what those performance measures are.
Perfect. Thank you so much. No, but yeah, I appreciate that, and this is, it's sad that we're here because of the situation on our streets, but this is a glimpse of hope that we're moving, hopefully in the right direction. We're hopefully moving the needle on reducing these fentanyl issues. I know Senator Cortese is really active on specifically the youth side of this, and so yeah. With that, I'll move acceptance of the staff report.
Councilmember Candelas, can I? We both have fire and PD that's here today, and they're also tracking some of that. So I'm going to have them answer. Sandra from PD, what they're tracking.
As well as, thank you, Council Member. We are, with our crime analysis unit, are maintaining those numbers too as well in regards to where we're actually doing the presentations. So we're working hand in hand with them to get those deliverables.
Oh, perfect.
Hi, Council Member. Similar response. Once we get out there in the field to the schools, we'll be tracking students contacted and certainly ages and all that kind of information.
Okay, wonderful. No, well then I more happily I accept the staff report. But yeah, thank you. I made the motion, but I appreciate the subsequent information sent in, Chief.
Thank you, Councilmember Ortiz.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to our staff from the multiple departments for your work on utilizing this money to make sure we're building up infrastructure that will prevent opioid deaths. I know that this is an issue not only in our county or our city, but across the country. And so I know that a lot of people are looking to our local municipalities in partnership with our other government entities to provide some support for family members who are suffering due to opiate addiction. And so I really appreciate your effort in this vein, and also want to thank my colleague, Councilmember Candelas, for his questions. Some of them were in line with what I wanted to ask. One thing I wanted to raise, and it's something that I hear a lot about from my constituents, is just the amount of, needles or sharp objects that we see in our areas, especially near like sensitive receptors like schools or public libraries. Are we putting or installing any sort of like syringe disposal infrastructure at any of our public sites to make sure that these aren't, being exposed to youth in public spaces?
So, go ahead.
I'll just start with, I know we've worked to have our staff have sharps containers so that when we come across syringes or needles, that we're making sure that they're disposed of safely and carefully. And I believe we've been working with HR safety to figure out where we can expand the access to sharps containers. And then we work with public health for like distribution, places where we can dispose of them after we collect them. So in terms of them being in some of our fixed facilities, I'd need to get back to you on that for PRNS.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, it's good for people to know that where these potential disposal, places are, so that they're not just leaving it, in front of our libraries, or not saying that they are doing it in some situations because I see it in my district, but or in front of schools, but there's a specific place they can take these things and discard them without leaving them on the street. So, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Dewan.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, staff, for the report. I do have a couple of questions. Out of 287 staff, is that throughout different departments besides San Jose Fire, Police, and PRNS?
Councilmember, there's been 153 staff that has been trained from Parks and Recreation Neighborhood Services, and most recently 134 from Airport.
Okay. Why such a concentration at the airport?
Unfortunately, Airport's not here today to answer that question, but I know that the goal really is to ensure that we expand our reach to other staff, particularly staff that are interacting with public. I know this summer, one of the things that I am working on along with HR is to get this, especially for our naloxone training, to have parking compliance and code enforcement and other departments to also have access to this training.
Thank you. And then out of 250 naloxone that was given out to residents, I have a lot of residents asking me, how do they qualify for that program?
Usually we give them, thank you, council member. Usually we give them out to our adult presentation, so it is given to them after they go through the whole entire presentation, and then afterwards we show them, we give them the Naxaline, as well as there's a QR code where they can get all the information, the directions on how to utilize it. So usually it is with the presentations, along with that.
Would you please send me the next schedule for the presentation so that way I can give it out to the residents who would like to have it?
Sure, not a problem.
Thank you very much. And I know this epidemic of fentanyl is coming. We got 106 people die last year, but I think it's going to be a lot more this coming year. And I hope that we can contain it and educate our youth and adults as well how devastating this fatal drug can do to them. Thank you very much for the hard work.
Thank you. We have no more hands raised, so we're ready for the vote.
That motion passes unanimously with Torres absent.
Great. We will move on to open forum.
We have two speaker cards. Can Blair Beekman and Ken Brennan make your way down to the podium? You will each have 2 minutes to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, council members and city leadership. My name is Ken Brennan. I'm a lifelong resident of San Jose and currently a Parks and Rec Commissioner representing District 10. However, today I'm speaking here today as a member of the public. Today I'd like to comment on illegal dumping and share a brief story about a missed opportunity. Back in February, adjacent to the Rotary Playground and the Guadalupe River Park Conservancy office, in a known dumping hotspot, I witnessed mounds of trash dumped illegally over several months. Then in March, a large crew of city and contract workers cleared all the trash. 2 weeks later, I observed new piles of trash in the same place. I decided to look through the trash for fun and found 2 parking receipts with the same license plate number on it and a dental invoice with a name and address on it. Both had dates on them from 2 days prior. There was enough timely information in this pile of trash for me to easily investigate the chain of custody of the trash and identify the person who dumped it. I was left wondering, what is the city doing to investigate and issue fines for this dumping? It's basic common sense that illegal behavior should be investigated promptly to hold the offenders accountable. As a default position, the city lets unscrupulous individuals trash our city and disrespect our residents with impunity. For context, let's look at how much enforcement we have done. In response to a recent public records request, our city finance department confirmed that over the last 9 years, there's been only $187,000 in fines collected for illegal dumping and littering. On average, this is only $21,000 a year. While our city is spending tens of millions of dollars of our residents' money every year on trash cleanup, we haven't even collected enough fines to cover the administrative costs of the citation process. This is a shameful situation. The residents of San Jose deserve.
Thank you. Next speaker. Thank you.
Hi, Blair Beekman. I was late for the meeting today to try to offer very quickly about the dropped item. Good luck with the lived-in recreational vehicle survey issues. I think you're doing some interesting humanistic work on how to address lived-in recreational vehicles. I hope you don't hurt that by overdoing the data collection involved. I hope you can make clear to ourselves that we won't be doing surveillance work, it's data collection. And making that clear to each other, learning that process together is important. Good luck in that effort. I've changed my plans a bit. I am going to be in town through September and October, so I'll be back here a few more times in August too. So just to prepare yourselves for the fall. And then I wanted to again comment on Monday's meeting that I felt that you really slighted people's public comment on 6.1. Over 200 people speaking, you allowed 2 people to speak on 2.1. During the meeting, I think we figured out a system where you could allow public comment on the item. Thank you that we made course corrections to work that out. But I hope you noticed that during the meeting, that it was a real mistake you made in how to shape the process of a meeting and how public comment can take place. That's why we have public comment, is to learn those lessons. So, boy, I hope we learn important ones. So good luck in our continued efforts. And with my remaining 30 seconds, I wanted to comment that in San Diego, I talk often about the concepts of openness and accountability. If we practice those things here at the local level, we are adding so much, not just to ourselves and creating positive sustainability, but we're helping the world, basically. We're working towards ideas of open democracy and peace. When they see those examples, what we're doing here at the local level, they have good examples to work on, and they need it. And then we're sharing something awesome.
Thank you. Back to the committee.
We are adjourned. Thank you.